What's up, everybody? My name is Lurk the Relic, and today I will be reviewing the Transformers Legacy Leader Class Blitzwing. For those of you who don't know, Blitzwing was a character that appeared in the second and third seasons of the original Transformers cartoon. He was a triple changer. That meant he could turn into two different vehicle modes, and he was a cruel guy that was rude. That's all you really need to know about him. Now you might be wondering why I put leader class in air quotes when I called him a leader class. And that's because while he was sold as a leader class, he's really a Voyager class size. The only reason he's as expensive as he is because he comes with these two pointless gauntlet things, which I will go ahead and get Blitzwing out of the way of so I can take a look. You can see it's just done in purple and translucent red plastic, and it actually, the gauntlet and the hand are separate. It just pegs into a hole right there, and there's a reason for that, which I will get into right now. If you'll look at the hand, I don't know how well it's coming across, but there is a hole right there, and on the inside, there is a peg right there. So you'll want to take the hand and just push it in. Then we can bring the tank back. There are these tabs and this weird little hole, and you can see there is a tab right there and a rectangular peg right there, which means you can put it on. Then you take the other one and do the same. And there you go. That lets you store these things, and look, now it's a leader class, isn't it? Woohoo! He also comes with two guns that look exactly like this, and a sword, which I cannot find. I think it might have actually broken because it's made out of rubberized plastic, but I'm not sure. You can put these on top of the tank, and it's okay, but I get rid of these. Now, taking a closer look at the tank, you can see it's got some nice mechanical detail, nice Decepticon symbol tampographed on it. The bottom looks fairly clean. It's not entirely obvious. It's a robot folded up. The only real kibble is the back has jet thrusters and the front has the nose cone of the jet. But that is vaguely similar to the cartoon. But I still think that this sticks out a bit too much for my taste. Looking at the bottom, you can see there's 4 wheels, so he can kinda roll. And then the turret is on a 360 rotation, and the actual gun portion, it's on a weird, like, not a ratchet, but it only has 2 motions. You can kind of cheat it and get in like a halfway position, but if you touch it, it's just going to go to one of the positions, so it's kind of useless. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is with the Voyager class Studio Series 86 Starscream, the Leader Class Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron, the Corporate Overlord that I have, my previous review, the Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Perceptor, and the superior Blitzwing figure, the DX9 Gavalt, I don't fucking know how to pronounce it. Alright, let's get into the first transformation sequence. So you'll want to start off, open the top of the turret and flip it around, then close it up and twist it around and then pull it up. You can see it's on a double hinge. Then you'll take these bits of the tread, fold them up and fold these little wings up. Next you'll take the treads, untab them, and they're also on a tighter double hinge that you'll want to snap into place. Now you can push the turret down and it'll snap into place as well. After that, you'll take your finger and pull this part up and then pull the entire turret section up. There's another double hinge. After that, you'll split the legs and come in, fold the wings out and fold the tail fins out like that. Bring the legs back together, bring the arms, unsnap them, and you'll see it was on a tab there. Now it's going into a tab in there. Next, make sure that this landing gear is out, and you'll just put the turret section back where it was, except now it'll tab into the arms right there, and it'll tab in back here. It can be a bit hard to get everything lined up, but once you do, it is pretty solid. Only a few more steps. You'll take these bits, fold them up, then you'll open up the cockpit and flip out the nose cone. Once you've done that, the jet looks like shit. You can see that basically the entire tank is hanging off the bottom. I would argue even the G1 figure looked better than this. The Titan's Return, I never had that mold, but from the reviews I saw, it looked really good. And the Generations figure, which I did have, like, a lot of people hated the mold, but it's better than whatever the fuck this is. The only redeeming quality I can find with this figure is if you untab the bottom part, you can kind of get this flight, like this takeoff look. And when I bought this figure, I bought it hoping that it could be a flight stand, but hinges are too loose. There is some new detail revealed, some nice Decepticon logos, and the bottom is pretty much the same, but it does have a nice silver nose cone. And otherwise, other than the tank kibble, which is basically half the mode, it's okay, I guess. If you open a thrusters like that, you can take the gauntlet things and plug them in, and that creates whatever the fuck this is. You can also swivel these, so I guess it could look more like thrusters, but it just looks like a giant pair of hands hanging off the back of the jet. It looks worse. Why are these things even included? Moving on to size comparisons again. Here he is with Voyager class Starscream, Leader class Megatron, Perceptor, DX9 Gavalt, and a box with legs. I'm sorry, sir. Please don't hurt me off camera. Now to transform Blitzwing into his robot mode, go ahead and put the nose cone back, and you can flip these bits up as well. Next, go ahead and pull this entire bottom part off again and just get it out of the way for a bit. After that, take the remaining bit of the nose cone, push it forward so you can fold it up, and just note, you can only fold it up like that. You can't fold it up the other way. There's not clearance. Push this back and rotate his noggin into place. Bring the arms back up and you can split and extend the legs, which will snap into place. At this point, go ahead and wrap the wing around the leg. Open the foot and you'll want to bring the tail fin up so you can tab it into the foot. Once that's done, you'll take the turret section, bring it up, and this piece will fold down, and then the back will sit there, and these wing sections will fold out. Finally, you'll take the sides of the arm, fold them around, flip the wrist out, and then fold it like that. Now that Blitzwing is in his robot mode, he does look absolutely amazing. I can see the compromises they made to get us a really good Blitzwing mode. And if you're paying attention to these purple parts that are sticking out the back that weren't in the transformation, I just have the gun stored on the back. But yeah, he looks really nice. And if you want to bring back the gauntlets, you can just fold his arms or his hands so that they are facing like that, and then the same tab will just peg into the hand, and you can give him excessive hands. And well, this is the best execution of these gauntlets. I still am never going to use these. You can swivel them and open them, but to me they're useless. Moving on to looking at his head sculpt is very nice. Very G1, just a red visor and a silver mouth plate with a little red crest. And you can see a new Decepticon symbol and some nice red triangles moving down. Nice skirt detail. And pretty much everything else we have seen before, so not really a point in talking about it. Moving on to posability, Blitzwing has a ball joint at the head, and he can look up that far, down that far, and he has a second hinge joint, allows him to look up, but honestly, just using the ball joint lets him look up further, so I don't know why they even included that. A rotation, the actual shoulder doesn't move, but the inside part, it can go forward that far, and it can't really go back due to the backpack. And these shoulder flaps can move out, as you can see. His arms move out that far, bicep swivel. His elbow can move slightly above 90 degrees, and some wrist posability. And if you want to, you can like bend his wrist, but I don't see a use for that. He does have a waist swivel and these front skirts move ups to let him kick forward that far, kick back that far. He can kick out that far. He's got a really tight thigh swivel and a nice knee bend with a nice ankle pivot. Some nice posability can give you plenty of decent poses, and there's not really much else to say. He looks good. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is with the Voyager class Starscream, again showing he's really more of a Voyager class. I really hate that they put the gauntlets in just to make him more expensive, but it is what it is, I guess. I still bought it, didn't I? Here he is with Megatron, Perceptor, the DX9 Gavolt, and the Transform Element OP Leader B. Overall, I think this figure is alright. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. I would not recommend getting this guy full price. If he's on sale somewhere, I'd say you should go ahead and get him. If you care for him at all, that is. But otherwise, he's kind of just He's not really an amazing figure, but he's not a terrible figure either. So that's been my review of the Transformers Legacy Leader Class Blitzwing. I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye. Next week's review hasn't arrived yet, but as long as it gets here in time, go, go, Power Rangers!